Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the Bauer Cordless Grease Gun. Alright, so here it is. Here's most of it anyway. Kind of hard to get it in a shot with the way I'm trying to do this. It's a very good looking tool. Like I always say, these Bauer tools are very aesthetically pleasing. I think they have a lot of nice ergonomics. They're well balanced. Up here you have the motor. Back here you plug in your battery. You have your grease tube down here. Then you have a hose that runs up to where you attach onto your grease fittings. One thing I'll mention real quick that I think is definitely a nice addition, especially if you're doing a lot of greasing. If you were doing that all day, this kind of a strap with, you know, a cordless grease gun like this would definitely be very nice to have. This one is pretty weighty compared to the other one that I have. Lots of rubberized overmolding. And then you have your switch to run the tool. Down here at the bottom you have this bolt. It is a check valve, and then you have a pressure release valve. That's what this black thing is. Moving to the front of the tool, this is your pressure release valve. Then the hose comes out of here. It's got this spring to help support the hose a little bit. You have your air bleed valve screw here. This screw has some knurlings on it, so you can thread it out yourself. And then one last thing really worth mentioning down in this area is the attachment point for the little harness thing. So you attach one of the clips there. Then one really nice feature that is not on my other more name brand grease gun is this light. You have a little flashlight that they put at the end here that if you're greasing stuff at night, you just pop that on. It's probably not the brightest little LED, but I'm sure that it's a whole lot better than nothing. Moving over here to the other side of the tool, the only thing really worth mentioning is this is where you insert your battery, and then you do have this little other harness attachment point, so it goes up here and it wraps around to the bottom here. Moving on to this side, you have these little rubber keepers. Basically you just slide this into there and pop the spring into that keeper, and it keeps the hose from falling off the tool. It keeps it nice in place so you're not dragging the end of the hose here in the dirt. You do have a lock here above the switch. You push it down to unlock on this side, push it up to lock it. That keeps you from being able to push the trigger. So you have unlock and then a lock. On the bottom here you have some rubber feet, and then you know, access to the grease tube and the grease tube itself. So that's pretty much all you got there. All right, so loading this Bauer grease gun is a lot like any other grease gun, you know, hand grease gun or electric grease gun, probably pneumatic. I've never used a pneumatic grease gun. It's very similar though. You just unthread the loading tube here, move the tool out of the way for a minute. You pull this lever back, put it in the locking slot on the rear, right? So you take your grease like you would with any other, pop it open, remove your cap back here, slide your tube in, then you take the grease gun, reinsert it back into the back part of the tool and thread it in. Then we'll pull this rod back, take it out of the locking slot, and push it back in. Okay, then you take the battery. I'm using the 1.5 amp hour battery here. It says for best results use the 3 amp hour battery or greater. This does seem like the kind of tool that a 1.5 amp hour battery probably wouldn't be bad to use on. Those 3 amp hour batteries, 5 amp hour batteries, you know, the bigger ones they'll come out with in the future are definitely better than this one. I suggest only getting maybe a couple of these for drill and impact drivers, 3 amp hours and up after you get maybe 2 of them. It has this little screw here. You can unthread it just a little bit. I read in the instructions you don't have to loosen it all the way. Let me go ahead and pull this out of its socket here. All right, it just took a little bit. Yep, it's pumping grease out now. So I got my dump trailer, a tractor, a lawn tractor, and also my truck. A number of things that I can grease. I can use this tool on, so let's go out, grease everything up, try it out, and then we'll continue talking about it after we're done. Let's try it out here on the first greaser. All right, it just took a little bit. Yep, it's pumping grease out now, so I got my dump trailer, a tractor, a lawn tractor, and also my truck. A number of things that I can grease. I can use this tool on, so let's go out, grease everything up, try it out, and then we'll continue talking about it after we're done. Let's try it out here on the first greaser. All right, now that I put this thing through its paces a little bit, I've definitely hit, I don't know, at least 30 grease fittings at this point. A few that weren't on camera, most of them were. So yeah, I mean, it's a really nice grease gun. It's well constructed. It's got the good plastic, just like all this Bauer stuff does. Looks very nice. It works great. It's very quick, makes greasing jobs extremely fast. Not that my tractor has a ton of grease points, but you know, if I needed to go grease my tractor, I could get it done literally within like probably a minute, as long as everything cooperates and I get the hose off the grease gun. The hose was a little bit stiff at first, but it felt like it kind of started to loosen up some after a little bit of use. I think it's a very nice tool. I talk about this a lot. You know, I think Bauer is a very serious tool line. These are the kind of tools that when they come out with them, it's like, yes, you know, Harbor Freight's very serious about this tool brand. They're definitely trying to offer you a very, very good range of tools, and they're definitely giving their customers that here in the Bauer line. Grease guns aren't a tool that everybody needs, but I definitely think that what they're offering here is a fantastic tool. We'll probably do an updated review here in the future. You know, I usually try and give everything about a year's worth of time, so you know, I'll definitely be doing at least a couple more greasings on that trailer and tractor over the next year, and we'll have a little bit better idea of how it lasts over time. But right now, I'm absolutely thrilled to have it. It's a very nice cordless grease gun. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of the other offerings from other brands and whatnot. It is, you know, has quite a significant savings, especially when you can catch it on like a 10% off coupon from Harbor Freight on all the Bauer stuff or whatever. Then it really is significantly cheaper than the name brand grease guns. But the thing does the job. I don't even really necessarily need a grease gun. I've got a hand grease gun that would do, a hand pump grease gun that would do just fine for the amount of grease zerks I have. But hey, yeah, I like power tools. I think they're cool. I enjoy using them. And it does make the job go a little bit faster. So why not? Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate you clicking on the video and giving me a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, that might be thumbs down. However it's oriented, go down, hit the thumbs up button. And if you wouldn't mind, click subscribe for me. I'd appreciate that too if you're not a subscriber. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.